We match patterns in text with regular expressions. They're very powerful, and we can start with re.search. Hello, this is a series on Python regular expressions in simple English. We're going to look at regular expressions using Python. Today we're looking at re.search. Now there's a lot of regular expressions, so we're not going to cover all of them in this video, but we're going to cover some basics. So we have characters, so like letters and numbers, and if we want to choose a character, we can write that in square brackets. Now if we don't want to write every single number or every single letter, we can use a range. So for example, if you use lowercase a to z, that will cover every lowercase letter. There are also special characters like /s for space and /d for digit. We'll look at them. And finally, there are a few quantifiers. We're not going to cover many today, but we are going to cover the symbol, the plus symbol, the plus with a question mark after it, and numbers in these curly brackets, either single number or two numbers in these curly brackets. Quantifiers meaning like how many of something do you want. So those are the patterns that we're going to look today. Now in this slide you can see a lot of text. Don't worry about what it means or anything, it's just an example. So say you have a text document and you have a few lines. Here we have 6 lines. They're numbered and they're all with email addresses from TV programs. We have the email address and then we have the name of the character and the program. So that's just some text. Doesn't matter what text it is, but we'll be using this text in this video just to show you what we're going to match with the patterns, with the regular expressions, okay? We start with simple code. If we're going to use regular expressions, we have to import re. So that gets us the code to allow us to use the regular expressions. In this video, we're just going to have the simple re.search. There are findall and substitution today, just re.search. And you can use it just to find the pattern. Does it exist or not? So it's a yes or no question in an if statement. So here is a simple example. We've got if re.search and we're looking for an uppercase A. And we're looking in the text. So the word text refers to the text you saw in the last slide. And if that's matched, we're just going to print pattern matched. So the output, as you can see, is pattern matched. So the output is either going to be pattern matched or it's not going to have output. So if we look at our text again, can we see this uppercase A? We can. There's one occurrence, there's one time where this A, uppercase A, is in the text. So we can see already that the case matters, the lowercase a and the uppercase A. Here only the uppercase A is matched. So in the text, the black text, the text that's matched I've indicated by changing it to red. So here's the same text as before, and the regular expression will match the pattern, in this case in uppercase A. What we're going to do, we're going to use exactly the same re.search in the same code, and we're just going to change the regular expression and see what it's matched. That's what we're going to do in this video. So here's an example with a lowercase z. It says no output, so there's no match. So let's have a look at our text. If you look through there is a z, but it's uppercase. So we want a lowercase z, and it's not there. Okay, so we're going to start off with these character patterns. If you want to find a character like a letter or a number, you can use the square brackets. And in the first example we have lowercase a or uppercase a. So if you want to choose a pattern, you can choose any of these characters. The second example has numbers 1, 2, 3. So we match either the character 1 or 2 or 3. Now rather than writing out all the letters and all the numbers, you can use ranges. So here we see the ranges 0 to 9, which is any digit between 0 and 9. When we match patterns with regular expression, we are matching the character. So a number like 1.5, we would match the 1 and the 5, but not the point. So we'll say digit rather than number. We have lowercase, all the lowercase letters A to Z, all the uppercase letters A to Z, and then the last two examples we have lowercase and uppercase letters A to Z, and finally all the uppercase and lowercase letters and all the digits. So you can put them all together. So let's see how these work. So we're using the same code, remember. The only thing we're changing is the pattern, the regular expression. So we're looking for lowercase a and uppercase a. So this is matched. Where is it matched? You can see there's many lowercase a's and also an uppercase a. All of these are in red. So these are the patterns that would be matched by this regular expression using the search in regular expressions, re.search. Here we go, look for the pattern either 1 or 2 or 3. It will match any of them. We have 1, 2, 3. We don't have 4, 5 and 6, but we do have 3 where it says 53, it will match the digit 3, and 6, 3, it matches the digit 3. So we can see it matches 1, 2 or 3. Here we have our first range, 0 to 9. So this is going to match any digit. As you see, here's all the numbers in the text, all the digits have changed to red. So your regular expression would match these digits. Here we have uppercase letters. So we look at our text, and remember I've changed the text to red to show you what would be matched. So we can see here all the uppercase letters that would be matched. Here we have all the lowercase letters. As you can imagine, there's quite a lot of matched. So we can see all the lowercase letters matched. So a lot of the text would be matched here. Even more so, we have all the lowercase and uppercase letters. So this will match any letter. As you can see, it will match everything except for the numbers and the other punctuation characters like the at and the brackets and the dash. The final character pattern that we match is the A to Z, lowercase and uppercase and the digits all together. So here we see, as you can imagine, all of the letters and all of the numbers matched. So you could see here the text. We have the normal text of letters and numbers, and we have some extra characters we use when we use emails and brackets and such forth. Even the dots, we have the dots in the email, the dots by the numbers, and the dashes between the name and the program. You can see that pattern matching is very precise. One thing that you may see that looks a bit confusing is this caret character. When it's inside the square brackets, it means not. This example, we don't want any letter or any number. What characters are not either a letter or a number? What's going to be matched? Well, here we've got, as you can imagine, the ats and the brackets and the dots and the dashes, which you probably would expect, but also we've got a load of red squares everywhere, and what they are, the spaces in between the letters, the characters. In regular expressions, when we're trying to match something or not something, we can match spaces as well. And we can match characters that are not normal text or numbers. So there are a few special characters, special patterns, and we signify these with this slash. We have /d, lowercase d, / lowercase s, / lowercase w, / lowercase b. The lowercase is very important because we also have uppercase. So we have a lowercase d, which stands for digit, and we have the uppercase d, which is the opposite of digit. So digit will match any number, any digit, and uppercase d will do the opposite. It will match something that's not a digit. S stands for space, so we have lowercase s for space, uppercase S for anything that's not a space. We have W, which is a bit complex, but it stands for a word character, which means a letter, a digit, or an underscore. And we have /uppercase W, which is every character that's not a letter, a digit, or an underscore. And finally we have B. Lowercase b means it's a letter that's on a boundary of a word, which sounds confusing, so I think we'll leave the explanation to that when we get to the examples. At the end you'll see I've written and dot. The dot might seem very small. In regular expressions it's very powerful and used a lot. We'll save the dot towards the end, but don't forget it's very powerful and used a lot. It's very common in use, so it's very useful. Okay, so what do these special characters do? So we're going to use our text again. We're going to look for /d, which is a digit, very similar to the 0 or 9 in square brackets. So here we match all the numbers, the digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 3 and 6, 3. Now this is going to be interesting. Match any character that's not a digit /uppercase d. So what characters in the text are not digits? Wow. Here we've got all of the text, and we've got all of the spaces, and we've got all of the punctuation, all of the extra characters like the at and slash and brackets and dashes and dots. So this is going to match pretty much everything except for the digits. /s stands for space, so we're going to look for all the spaces, so any space between the characters will be matched. That's actually quite handy. We'll see that perhaps in more use in another video. So uppercase S is going to match the opposite of what we've just seen, which is everything except for the spaces. So that's kind of all of our text. W we said was the word characters, so any uppercase letter, any lowercase letter, any number, any digit, and an underscore. So here we look at our text, so we miss out all the other characters. The only thing we can look at that's a bit different, if we've got smart girl 63 underscore, and that's matched. So we've got all the letters and the numbers, and we have this underscore. That's with the /lowercase w. Opposite of that will be uppercase W. What will that match? Well, that will match the spaces and the other characters.
When using the backslash, it can be a bit confusing. So the regular expression, you can use flags, and this flag we just use a single R, meaning raw, and that means that we can put our /b, and the regular expression will understand that means a boundary letter rather than an actual backslash.
Now lowercase b signifies the boundary letter of a word. That means if a letter or a character in a word is at the end, or like basically at the beginning or the end, so it's the first letter or the last, is at the boundary. If we look at our text, this is a bit confusing, but the red signifies the symbols that are going to be matched. This isn't really a very clear example. So I've made up an example here where we're looking for the characters A, N and D. Now we've got the text, words like Andy and hand are grand. And I've made that up because we want to look for the word and. But AND is used in Andy, hand and grand. But if you're looking for the word and, you don't want to match the others. So this is where this boundary /b is useful. So here we search for lowercase b, AND, lowercase b, meaning the A is at the beginning, then there's an N, and then there's a D at the end. And that will match just the AND and word. Now the opposite of lowercase b is uppercase b. So A that's not at the beginning of a word, N, D that's at the end. So hand fits this, it will match the AND in hand because the first letter A is not at the beginning, there's a H in front of it, and the D is at the end. Now we look where we do want A to be the first letter, but we don't want D to be the last. Now that will match Andy because we have AND and then the D is not a boundary letter. Finally, if we're looking for AND which neither A or D are at the beginning or end of a word, that will match grand because we have the AND and then we have the dot after the D. Okay, I said the dot character is very important. So what does that do? Here we've got our re.search and we're going to go back to our normal text. What's that going to match? Wow, that pretty much matches everything. So dot means match any character. Any character. So number, digit, letter, underscore, punctuation, any character at all, the dot will match. That's very handy, and it's very handy with a quantifier. Now what does a quantifier mean? It means that we use these symbols after our regular expression to say how many we want. And today we're only looking at the characters you can see in part 1. So we will do the others in another video, but for today we're just going to look at plus, question mark, 1 in these curly brackets, and then, or a number in curly brackets I should say, and then 2 numbers in curly brackets. If we use the plus, we're going to say we want something 1 or more times. If we just want it once, we can put the number 1 in curly brackets. And if we want it between 1 and 2 times, we can use 1 and 2 in curly brackets. So let's have a look at an example of these. So here we've got re.search and we've got the letter E with a plus. This means we look for an E, which is 1E, or more than 1E. The plus means 1 or more. So we're going to look for any sequence of E's, anytime E occurs once or more. So what does that mean? Let's have a look what it matches. Well, it matches all the E's, but look at female. The 2 E's are matched. So instead of just matching one single character, the plus means it can match more characters that are together. So what happens if we put it with dot? So match a character, any character, and as many as you want. Well, that's going to match everything in every line. So you can see this is quite powerful. Now this seems a bit more complicated. What does this mean? We've got dot means match any character. We've got plus means match any character plus as many as you want. Then the letter A. So we're going to match any character, 1 or more, up to the letter A. So let's have a see what this does. Let's have a look. So let's look at the first line we go up to A after the at. So it matches every character, the digits, the letters, the at. That's the dot. Plus means one or more, and then we go up to the letter A. Okay, the second line, wait a second here, we've got 2 dot space SMA. So what happened there? Well, this regular expression is greedy. It will take the plus means one or more as much as you can. So the second line, we find the A in Lisa is the final A in that sentence. So we match every character up to the final A. So in the third, fourth and fifth lines, the final A is the second last character. So we match nearly the whole sentence. And then the final line, we have the A quite near the end in Family Guy. So here we can see we match all the characters up to the final A. That's said to be greedy. So we change this pattern to put a question mark after the plus, and this is important if you look at the result, because the plus means match 0 or 1, which we'll look at in the next video. But in this example, when we use it with the plus, so we have plus matches everything and as much as you can, but plus question mark says just match to the first time. So our first line is the same because it's only one A, but in the second line, instead of matching all the way up to the A in Lisa, we match the first A in Smart Girl. So that question mark stops the plus from matching everything, from being greedy. In the third line, we only match 3 dot space A. So the question mark's very important. So that changes the character before it. So we had the dot, match any character, the plus match one or more, so that means match any character or as many as you can, and then the question mark says match up to the first one with the plus. So that's the results with our dot plus question mark matching up to and including an A. What about if we have a number in these curly brackets? So here we have a digit /D match 2 digits. So here where the text says 102 days in the 12th month 2018. I've underlined the 2 just to try to make it a bit clearer. We're going to match the 1 and 0 because that's 2 digits, the 1 and 2 because that's 2 digits, the 2 and 0 because that's 2 digits, and then the 1 and 8 because that's 2 digits. So the 2018, it matches the 20 and the 18 separately, if you like. So that's the digit 2 times. So you match with the 2 in brackets, it matches that symbol if it occurs twice together. If we use 2 numbers, it means the first number is match at least that amount, and the final means match up to that amount. So it says match 2 characters up to 4 characters, so 2, 3 or 4 characters. So 102 is 3 characters, 1, 0 and 2, then 1 and 2, and then 2, 0, 1 and 8. So if we had 1 and 10 in brackets, it would match 1 character up to 10 together if they are together. Yeah. So re.search, there we have the amount of characters that we want to match. So how many? So that's a brief introduction to the quantifiers, plus question mark, the number in a curly bracket, and the 2 numbers in a curly bracket. Okay, we covered a lot today. I hope you understand that, and good luck testing and experimenting with your regular expressions. That's the best way to learn. So use this code and mess about with the regular expressions on different text and see what's happening. Okay, if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comment and we'll get back with an answer. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you for the next one. Goodbye.